would be foolish not to respect Anthony Joshua, what he possesses. Very dangerous guy. Very dangerous, always has been very dangerous. So, you know, this is serious. This is a serious fight.
With Daniel Dubois promising a stunning knockout and Anthony Joshua fired up to reclaim his title, will Dubois' bold strategy steal the show and shock the world at Wembley? Pro boxer Daniel Dubois is looking amped and ready to take down Anthony Joshua. He's been grinding in the gym, feeling untouchable, and says he's got everything dialed in to defend his title. Dubois is all business, and he's coming for AJ with that knockout energy.
Very confident, very sure and happy and ready to do the business. I'm just raring to go.
What's it like up here at the farm gym in Elstree? You have the gym to yourself, closed doors. We've been allowed in today, but no distractions. And how hard have these guys got you working?
I think it's the best place I've trained in for any fight I've had. And it's good. I've got all the close people around me that I need. And
Daniel Dubois is rolling into this fight embracing that underdog mentality, but confident that taking down Anthony Joshua will stamp his name as a true champ. He's got visions of knocking AJ out cold at Wembley, and he's hustling every day to turn that dream into reality. Dubois isn't shy about his intentions, making it clear he's gunning for a knockout. Yeah, a win by any means necessary, but a stoppage is definitely what I'm after. A good stoppage and a statement victory, and that's what I'm all about. Anthony Joshua is ready to get down to business against Daniel Dubois. He's all about grabbing that win and snatching the belt back. Joshua's got his eyes set on making a statement and bringing the title home where it belongs.
So my emotions with this fight towards Daniel Dubois are based on a job, focusing, completing a mission, and after that, then the championship belt comes home with me and everything else that comes with it. But no emotion, a job and a mission that needs to be completed.
Anthony Joshua's amped up to stick to his game plan and take down Dubois. He's betting on his grit and boxing IQ to seal the victory. Joshua's pumped to fight at Wembley again, but recognizes that Dubois is a whole different challenge. He's determined to shake things up this time and knock Dubois out for good. Moreover, Turki Al-Sheikh dropped a post on X saying they're hustling to add more seats because the fight's got everyone hyped. He highlighted that demand is off the charts, and they're working hard to fit in all the fans eager to witness the action. Boxing promoter Frank Warren saying if Dubois takes down Joshua, it'd be huge, like Hatton versus Tszyu or Bruno versus Tyson Big. If Dubois pulls off this upset, it's going to be one for the history books.
Dubois was to deliver on September 21st and knock out Anthony Joshua at Wembley Stadium. Where would that rank in terms of wins you've seen? I'm talking about, you know, Hatton beating Tszyu, Naz beating Kevin Kelly. Like, where would that rank?
It's a big one. Well, you think Frank Bruno beating Oliver McCall beat Lennox Lewis, and then we got him in, manoeuvred and got Frank in there, who'd already fought 3 times for world title, and then came with me and got beat, and won the fight. So that was huge. There's been loads and loads of great matches, but certainly, you know, in the last 10 years, it'd be one of the biggest. Certainly be one of the biggest. I mean, it's a bit.
Bryant Jennings is hyped for the Joshua versus Dubois showdown at Wembley, where around 80,000 to 90,000 fans are set to pack the place. He's stoked about how much AJ's game has evolved, with sharper moves and better shot selection. Jennings respects both fighters' power, but leans towards Joshua, believing his refined skills will make the difference. Jennings adds, AJ's got his technique on point, and those right hands are going to be Dubois' worst nightmare. With the new promo released, Eddie Hearn highlights the impressive work of Turki Al-Sheikh and his team featuring Daniel Dubois and Anthony Joshua. He specifically praises the Street Fighter-themed promo for the Joshua versus Dubois fight, directed by Guy Ritchie, as a prime example of their creative approach.
They kind of never cease to amaze you. I was actually on a call to a member of the media there, like asking about the promos, like digging around how much they cost, who's the vision behind this, and really it comes from His Excellency and his team. You know, a very creative, smart guy called Smiley as well, who's on the team. You might know him, but you probably don't because he's quite important. And
unnecessary.
They come up with these concepts for the promos. Like, so when we did the Joshua and Ngannou deal, His Excellency sat me down with his creative team and said, right, the idea we have here is Street Fighter. right? And we want the fight to be based knockout chaos, remember?
Boxing commentator Adam Smith says Joshua's looking fired up and possibly at his best yet, but Dubois better come with a solid game plan to deal with Joshua's game.
Against a specimen and a former world champion in Anthony Joshua.
Well, he was against a specimen in Filip Hrgović, maybe not as good as Anthony Joshua, but yeah, Daniel's going to have to come up with a game plan. Remember, Don Charles spent a lot of time with Anthony at the beginning of his career, so...
Boxing promoter Teddy Atlas says Joshua's losses have been game changers for him, making him more professional and disciplined. Those rough patches have helped him level up his skills and handle business in the ring way better.
Corner, he has become a real pro. In the Joyce fight, in the fight against Usyk, he broke down mentally. That's all I'd say. You know, yeah, there was a low blow in that fight, controversy with Usyk, but at the end of the day, he broke down. And then he came back against Miller, and then Hrgović, and he redeemed himself.
Teddy Atlas is giving props to Anthony Joshua for stepping up his game after his tough fights with Usyk and Miller. Joshua's showing he's got the mental toughness and maturity now, which is a big move in the right direction. But Atlas isn't letting him off easy. He's still got to prove he's fully leveled up. Furthermore, professional boxer Arslanbek Makhmudov is straight up saying Joshua's got way more fight game than Dubois. He's got that experience, skill, and ring IQ that's on another level compared to Dubois. Makhmudov thinks Joshua's got the edge because he's been in tougher fights and knows how to handle big moments better.
About Anthony Joshua versus Daniel Dubois, big fight coming up. Who do you think wins that one?
Oh, I think Joshua have more experience. But this guy showed very good fight last fight. Dubois.
Boxing promoter Callis Sauerland threw some speculation around about the Dubois versus Joshua fight. He's saying if AJ takes an L, it could really shake up his future plans. There's buzz about a possible showdown with Tyson Fury, but that's just talk right now. Sauerland's backing Joshua to win, but he knows it's going to be a tough grind. He puts it straight. I think AJ wins the fight. It's not going to be easy. Pro boxer Michael Hunter is putting his money on Joshua to knock out Daniel Dubois. He's been seeing AJ hit harder and smarter lately, so he's confident Joshua's got the power and precision to end it early.
You know, he really tries to get better, you know, and you got to respect somebody like that. So I think Daniel Dubois also is a great fighter. You know, he comes from a fighting, you know, family. He got his sisters and, you know, his brothers and all that. So I think he's going to put in good efforts, but I think Anthony Joshua's going to get this one.
Michael Hunter points out that Joshua's right hand is landing with more accuracy and power, showing he's stepped up his game. He's hitting harder and smarter now. Hunter's confidently saying, I think Anthony Joshua is going to knock out Daniel Dubois with this improved skill. Additionally, former professional boxer Tony Bellew chimes, saying Joshua's got an 80% chance to beat Dubois. He's just quicker, stronger, and hits way harder.
No, that's being unfair. 80-20, no. 80-20. In Anthony Joshua's favour. And the reason I say that, I don't just say that because I know Josh. I think Daniel's a brilliant fighter. He proved me completely wrong against Filip Hrgović. Thought he was phenomenal. But let's just weigh it up and what each fight is good at.
Professional kickboxer Dean White is not too sure Dubois can pull off a win against Joshua, but he's really impressed by Dubois' fire and determination.
I don't know, man. I think he needs to hold his centre a bit, be a bit more the big man. Don't let the smaller man push you back, and try and big man him and see. But I don't know, it's easier said than done. That's one hell of a fighter, that guy there. And he showed it time and time again, Usyk. So I don't know, man. I really wish and hope he does it.
Dean White breaks down the careers of Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois, giving credit to how they've handled their public image and faced challenges. He's especially impressed with Dubois for bouncing back strong after losing to Joe Joyce, showing real grit and toughness. Dean admits he was skeptical, but Dubois kept shutting him up by winning fights he'd bet against. Dubois' streak of wins proved the haters wrong and showed he's got what it takes to come through when it really counts. Boxing promoter Barry Hearn says Joshua's in the best shape of his life, and he's never seen him more fired up and dedicated.
Well, obviously I'm a big Joshua fan. You know, he's been with us since he won his gold medal in the Olympics. He's a part of the family, really, so our belief in Anthony knows no bounds. I think he's in the form of his life. I've never seen him so committed, but
Barry Hearn knows Joshua's got risks going into the fight with Dubois. He's confident Joshua's in top shape, but he's also aware Dubois is no joke. He's got the power to flip the fight with one shot. Hearn thinks Joshua will win, probably by knockout, but he warns fans to keep their eyes peeled because this fight could be wild and end fast. Warren's bigging up how Daniel Dubois has leveled up in his boxing career. He points out that Dubois has grown a lot both physically and mentally, and it's showing in his recent fights. Warren believes Dubois is finally hitting the potential he's always seen in him. This fight against Anthony Joshua is a major moment for Dubois to show he's ready for the top. Warren says this isn't just another match, it's Dubois' chance to prove himself against one of the sport's biggest stars. Pro boxer Jeremiah Milton says the Joshua versus Dubois fight is set to be epic. He notes that Dubois is finally getting recognition for his toughness, while Joshua is gearing up for a major comeback.
Obviously, you spot both. Amazing fight. You got two guys, AJ, who has been on I don't know how you say, a rebirth from both men, you know what I'm saying? Daniel Dubois finally being recognized as something other than a quitter, and Joshua, breathing new energy into all his matches. I think that this fight has potential to be just something,
Milton's saying Dubois is going to give Joshua a serious run for his money, way tougher than some of Joshua's past foes. Both fighters are bringing the heat, so it's going to be a wild showdown. Milton reckons it'll come down to who lands that knockout punch first, since both pack a serious wallop. He's also pointing out that this fight's going to test their endurance and strategies. Dubois has shown he can go the distance, so Joshua's got to be ready to outlast him and outthink. Milton also says both fighters hit hard. He admits Dubois is one of the hardest punchers he's sparred with, but Joshua actually landed the hardest punch he's ever felt.
With us, them, what can you tell us? Yo, I'll say this, man. This is like, and I know I'm known for being 50-50 all the time, but this is the truth, man. I won't ever lie to you. Daniel Dubois is one of the hardest punchers out there that I could say I've shared the ring with, but Joshua actually landed one of the hardest punches that I've ever been hit with.
In addition, former pro boxer Bryant Jennings is backing Joshua and got a heads up for Dubois. Jennings says Joshua's jab and right hand could be straight up deadly, especially if Dubois slips up like he did in the Hrgović fight.
Both of them have punching power, great punching power. Dubois, 26, 27 years old, he just keeps pressing, and so I just think that I still would have AJ to win based off of, don't sleep on AJ's jab, the power of it, and don't sleep on AJ's right hand, the power of it. And so, and I think that watching, Hrgović and Dubois, the way that, he was able to land those right hands, he's not going to be able to allow that to happen with AJ at all.
Similarly, boxing promoter Barry McGuigan says Joshua's still the favorite, but Dubois could definitely win if he lands a big punch. He's got serious knockout power that could change the game.
I think he's going to win the fight. I mean, Joshua would be a favorite, but Dubois can knock him out. Believe me, he can knock anybody out if he hits him on the chin. And, he showed against Hrgović, he had to take some stick and he came back and he overwhelmed him, and I know the cut-eye was what stopped it eventually, but he was completely on top. Can he win the fight? Absolutely. All he needs is a half a second and he can end this fight, so don't doubt that. You still got to make Joshua a slight favourite.
Barry McGuigan breaks down how mindset is key for both Anthony Joshua and Daniel Dubois in their fight. He says that staying mentally tough is super important in boxing and will really matter for both of them in this bout. Moreover, former professional boxer Tony Bellew acknowledges Dubois' impressive abilities and stamina, but emphasizes that Joshua has a clear edge in speed, power, and technical skill. Bellew argues that while Dubois might match Joshua in terms of work rate, he's unlikely to endure Joshua's powerful punches. He reflects on Dubois' resilience in previous fights, but doubts he can handle Joshua's level of punching power for long. Bellew remarks, Joshua's punches are a different caliber. Dubois might be tough, but he won't withstand that kind of power for too long. Former professional boxer Paulie Malignaggi said both Dubois and Joshua are coming off losses but have bounced back. He thinks this fight's a perfect chance for them to redeem themselves and boost their confidence.
Guys have had to go through that negativity where almost like their self-esteem, their self-confidence, their self-worth was sort of mentally challenged. You could see the way Joshua came back for a lot of fights, even some wins. He didn't look like the same Joshua for a while, But come into play now. That's why fights have to happen, not just that they have to happen, but they have to happen at the right time. This is why I'm so adamant about boxing doing this, where it's not just guys not fighting, it's also guys, by the time they fight, they're not fighting at the right time. Where in this situation, there wasn't a big clamoring about Joshua Dubois, but the fact that this fight's happening right now, when they're both in this ascendancy, especially after having come back from negative spells, I feel like they can have double the confidence.
Paulie Malignaggi said both fighters are feeling pumped because they've bounced back and pushed past their limits. He mentioned some buzz about Joshua getting hurt and losing in sparring with Dubois, but Joshua's leveled up since then. Malignaggi thinks we'll see a fresh and improved Joshua on September 21st. Meanwhile, boxing promoter Eddie Hearn stresses the excitement around the Joshua versus Dubois fight, noting it could lead to an undisputed championship if Tyson Fury gets involved, making it a bigger event.
Yeah, Anthony Joshua, massive fight against Daniel Dubois, one that's really going to get the British fans excited. Is that really a bit of a, not a semi-final, but is the winner of that fight looking at potentially the winner of Usyk? And
I think because the winner of the other fight can become undisputed by fighting them. Obviously Usyk's already done that, but especially if it's Tyson Fury, makes the fight huge. But the winner of AJ against Dubois, the natural fight is to fight the winner of Fury Usyk.
Eddie Hearn, who is also the promoter of Anthony Joshua, anticipates a tough task for his fighter. Hearn added on the massive clash, "It's a massive fight. Both guys are in the form of their careers right now, the confidence of their careers. Dubois is a very dangerous opponent, but AJ's looking sensational. I believe he knocks him out in style." There has been a bit of animosity between Joshua and Dubois since the announcement of the fight, a friction Hearn believes would motivate his fighter to secure another emphatic title win. Eddie further added on the motivation that Joshua has to knock out the kid. Joshua is always motivated, but when that happens, there's just a little bit more spring in the step and spine cap. And this is a chance for AJ to become three-time world heavyweight champion on such a massive night. Hearn also said that both fighters are in their formative careers right now, and the confidence that both of them have is what makes this matchup so exciting to watch. Pro boxer George Groves says Joshua's the top pick for the fight, but it's not a done deal yet. There's a lot that could shake things up, which makes this bout way more interesting.
What are you going with them? Who do you think will win?
I do think Joshua's the favourite. I do think Joshua's the favourite, but I don't think it's a foregone conclusion. There is a lot of things at play to work out, and sometimes it might not be until either man does that ring walk and you think, whoa,
Groves points out that we won't really know how the fight's gonna go down until they're in the ring. Joshua's used to big crowds and big fights, but Dubois might either step up or get rattled by the pressure. So what's your take on this showdown? Can Dubois hold on to his titles, or will Joshua spark his legacy with a hometown win? Drop your thoughts in the comments and hit that like and subscribe if you're feeling this hype.